Hello, Wonderhussy and Wonder Buddy here. You can see I still have my hitchhiker that I picked up in Bakersfield like 2 weeks ago. Can't get rid of him. Well, come to find out he needed a place to stay, and well, come to find out I've got a compound in Death Valley with a lonely lady mannequin just hanging out there all by herself. So it actually worked out. I'm taking Wonder Buddy here out to my Death Valley compound as we speak so he can meet his, well, potential new girlfriend. And I'll be honest, I actually have an ulterior motive in introducing them. I love mannequins. I can't get enough mannequins. So I was hoping, well, I got a lady mannequin, and now I've got a man mannequin. Maybe they'll get together and, well, maybe I'll have some little baby mannequins come spring. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, it's about 6:30 p.m. and I'm hauling ass down the highway to my Death Valley compound. You can see the sun is still ablazing. Temperature gauge says 100 degrees at 6:30. Imagine that. But it's all good. I'm only going out for a couple of days. I got a whole nother carload full of stuff. I'm slowly chipping away at my mountain of possessions back in Vegas. And so anytime I come out here, I figure, I'll bring as much as I can. So, boy, I've got a real assortment of stuff in the back. But hey, every little bit helps. Now, as I'm driving along, and pardon my bug-splattered windshield, I just got back from an expedition and I haven't had time to clean it yet. Anyway, one thing I should note is that when I talk about my Death Valley compound, it's not technically in Death Valley National Park. And to be honest, I don't know very many people who do actually live in Death Valley National Park, except for the people who work there. No, my compound is 10 miles outside Death Valley National Park, okay? And that's close enough. It's like if you live 10 miles outside New York or 10 miles outside San Francisco, and people ask you where you're from, well, you tell them you're from New York or San Francisco, not, Queens or Burlingame or whatever. People don't know where Queens and Burlingame are, but they know where New York and San Francisco are. Well, same here. And another interesting thing I should note that this road that I'm driving on to my new compound is actually part of the old Spanish Trail. You know what I mean? Like the Spaniards, way before the pioneers went west, the Spaniards had pioneered a route from, I think, Santa Fe to Los Angeles. And this is part of it right here. And they found water sources every 10 to 20 miles. They could stop and rest. I think the Spanish Trail, they didn't even bring wagons most of the time. It was just guys on foot and donkeys and horses. Pretty intense. I'm really looking forward to exploring more of this Spanish Trail now that I'll be living pretty much right on it. So quiet here. Now, granted, it's first thing in the morning. Well, actually, no, it's like 8:30. But it's super quiet, and best of all, this cloud cover. And so it's kind of blanketing the desert like a sound blanket. And it's also blocking out the sun. Bonus! There was kind of like a monsoon that rolled in last night. We could actually see big thunderheads were piled up over the mountains there, and we saw lightning flashing. It was pretty dramatic. We never really got any rain, although, to be fair, I did just feel a few drops while I was sitting out back drinking a glass of water. A few drops, and I got all excited. It's raining! It's raining in the desert! I mean, look how arid this landscape is. A few drops is a big friggin' deal. All these little plants out here, for that matter, all these little plants over here, sucking up all the moisture, even those 3 little drops. Anyway, I just got up. There's the house with the tin foil covered windows, making it like a crack house. I don't know that they're doing that much good, but it's just a temporary stopgap. Let's just come through the compound gates into the compound. Now, I keep calling it a compound, And it is actually, it's a compound. I mean, I don't know what the dictionary definition of a compound is, but it's surrounded by a wall, or a fence in this case. It's got multiple outbuildings. You know, the casita, there's some more buildings down the hill there. It's an acre. I call it a compound. I mean, look at the wall back here. My sis checking her messages. We got the internet connected. That's a compound wall, right? Look at that, built right into the friggin' rock of this mountain. And now eventually we want to see how it's just like a rock wall up to about a fourth of the way up. Well, eventually we want to make it a wall all the way around and use like glass bottles, you know, those bottle walls. But that's like a way down the road project, because holy cow, if you've ever made a bottle wall, you know how many bottles it takes just to make one little section. And this wall goes around the entire property. Oh, see that little bad boy there? That's the MVP, the air conditioner. It's the only thing that saved us last night. We decided not to even bother running the swamp cooler because it's humid. So the swamper is not going to do much good. If any good, it'll just make the house feel real sticky. So my sis looked up this particular window unit and its capabilities. It's a good unit. It's powerful. So we were going to try to just use that to cool the whole house. We didn't have it on very high overnight, so it didn't really do too much. It was still like 93 degrees in the main room when we got up. Bedroom was nice and cool, but yeah. So she just turned it up to auto. She put it on auto mode, and so it automatically cranked up, and we're going to see if that can cool the rest of the house good enough for now while we just do some cleaning. And then, well, I guess we kind of decided that after a lot of thought and research and a lot of advice from people watching this, which I really appreciated, unfortunately we decided that this swamper has to go. Okay, for those of you who are asking about the swamp cooler, that's it. I mean, I don't know anything about them. It's a decent sized one, but it's definitely not the biggest one you can get. So one of my friends was telling me I should just get a bigger swamp cooler. But I don't know if I want to pull this up and show you inside. This panel comes off and you can see inside. I showed a little bit inside in the last video. I don't know if you watched my last vlog out here, you could see the wheel spinning and everything. So like the belt's good, everything's working. These little filter panels that you put in, made out of, I guess they're made out of some kind of weird wood shavings. They're pretty fresh and clean. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of mineral buildup on it on the outside, but well, it looks like on the filter too. I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. But we just decided, unfortunately, since it's too humid, at least 2 months out of the year to use the thing, and those are the 2 months when you really need it, it's probably not right for us. Even though, yeah, it's much cheaper than running air conditioners, we decided we're going to get a mini split. And a lot of people actually emailed me about that too, recommending I get a mini split. So I think even though that is kind of pricey, it's probably going to be like $6,000. We're going to put that in because then we can cool the whole house and heat the house in the winter. Because don't forget, just like this place is blazingly, unforgivingly hot in the summer, well, it's also bone-chillingly cold in the winter. Or I'm assuming it will be because, well, you might be able to see right here at the bottom of the water heater closet there. It's built on a slab foundation, a big, thick concrete slab foundation. And the walls are made out of cinder block. Okay, cinder block with, I guess, stucco over them. Which you would think that's the ideal kind of construction in the desert to keep a house cool. There's like this tile roof. I mean, I guess it says cooler. My sister got here before me yesterday, and I don't know if you remember in my last video when we got here, it was so hot in the house, the thermostat just said hot. It didn't even have a number on it. I guess if the inside temperature goes over 99, it just says hot. Well, this time, bonus, when she came in, it said 99. So I guess the house... Well, let me see. When I drove out here, it was 104 degrees. So let's just say it was 105 when she got here. So it was 6 degrees cooler inside the house. That's what all this cement and cinder block and tile roof does. 6 friggin' degrees. Surely there's got to be a better way. Well, like I was saying, though, in the winter, it's probably going to be the opposite. It'll be friggin' really cold. So mini split, we can heat and cool the house. Yeah, it's expensive, but it just kind of seems like the way to go. Although I was talking to one of the neighbors, and he was telling me that his power bill can be like $450, $500 in the summer from running his AC. And to be fair, he keeps his house pretty cold. I went over there yesterday, and it was like I don't know, 69 or something, really cold. We don't need it to be that cold. We just need, I keep my house in Vegas at 78 all summer long, and that's fine. So hopefully we can figure out a way to keep the house at 78 when we're in it, and then maybe like 85, 90 when we're away over the summer, that the power bill won't be $500 a month. Okay, time to make some fake coffee. That's right, I'm still not drinking real coffee, so I've got this chaga ashwagandha fake coffee. But, well, we don't really have all our pots and pans out here. All we have is this old camping pot. There's not even a handle for it, but that's okay. I got these pliers from my viewer that I can use to pour it, but something's wrong with the burner. See, like it's red now, it's heating up, but it'll just go out in a second. Look at that. I think this stove is all messed up. Okay, my sis thinks that's just the way this stove is. It goes red, and then it goes dark, and then it goes red, and then it goes dark, which I've never seen a stove like that before, but hey, if anybody watching this has a stove like this, let me know. It's a Gold Series, Whirlpool. Anyway, while I'm waiting for my water to boil or not boil, I went ahead and put up my Wonder Buddy, my hitchhiker. Looking fly, I might say. Actually, I think he might have told me his name. You know, like I said, he's real quiet, but I think he said his name was Jerry, so. He didn't have any clothes, man, when I picked him up. I mean, you saw him. He was scantily clad, no pants. Well, I let him borrow one of my shirts, and, well, I must say he fills it out really nicely. Better than I do. I still don't have any pants for him, though, so we won't shoot him below the equator. Meanwhile, over here in the office, I went ahead and put up Wonderhussy Jr., assembled her fully, and we found these old medical implements in here. He had a blood pressure cuff and a stethoscope, so I went ahead and, well, I let her hold those and gave her a book of her favorite hymns of praise. Okay, so today's project, we're going to clean the bathroom, we're going to clean the kitchen very thoroughly. A viewer sent me a bunch of Lysol and bleach and cleaning supplies, so thank you for that. But we're also, hopefully, before we get started cleaning, the guy we bought the house from, well, he left a lot of stuff behind. You can see a piano, this cool table and chairs, you know, this corner desk, like all kind of stuff. But inexplicably, he left us this rifle display case. I guess it's meant to, like, if you collect antique rifles or something, you hang them in there. I don't know why you would want everybody to see your guns. You know, aren't you supposed to keep that stuff hidden? But I guess it's just a collector's type thing. But it's taking up a lot of room in our office, and we're going to need this room. So we want to move that down. We have a big, like a Quonset hut, if you know what that is. A big military steel building that we do plan to use in the future for an undisclosed purpose. But for now, we're just going to store all this bunkled furniture down there. So we want to try to get this gun case to the Quonset. The downside to that is, well, it's a ways away. The house is on top of the hill. The Quonset hut's at the bottom of the hill. We do have a friend in town who said we could borrow his truck. So we're hoping that offer holds and we can get rid of this thing today. Okay, never mind. We took the glass doors off of the gun case. And we removed all the little brackets, and we tried to take as much off of it as we could to make it not so heavy. But even just getting this top part off of the base, it was rough, man. I think it's going to take more than just two of us plus our friend. So we decided to put that off for another day. Instead, we're just going to do some sort of general tidying up, try to make some sense of all the boxes and bins and, well, BS that we have stacked up everywhere. Okay, spent the morning tidying up. Now we're going to go check our P.O. box. Because it's so rural out here, there's no delivery to each house. You have to go to the little post office. And everybody gets a free P.O. box up to a certain amount of mail. But before we leave, I'm going to put this sensor. Got a thermometer one of my viewers sent. So I'm going to put the sensor out here on the north side of the house in the shade, 6 feet off the ground with airflow around it. Might be able to get an accurate reading of what the temperature is here that way. Here's all the bottles I've started collecting for the bottle wall. As you can see, we have a very, 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 very long way to go. But hey, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single footstep. Far out, we got our first mail. What did we get? We got our electric bill and our homeowner's insurance. paperwork. Electric bill, not so exciting. It was $170, and we've only been out here, what, 4 nights? We gotta look into that. Okay, well, that was our big outing of the day. It's too hot to do anything else, so we're just gonna go back in the house and continue cleaning up. Okay. I'm gonna use some salty language, so send your kids out of the room. I just cleaned out every last pubic hair this mother left in this bathroom. And I'm ready for a drink. Look at the fan tells you 90 degrees. I'll bet that's what it is in the house. Remember, we're using this little guy here to cool the entire house. And yeah, this room here is a nice cool 72, so at least we're able to sleep comfortably. But let's just go see what the wall thermometer says. 98 degrees. Wait a minute. I thought that was a band, not the temperature. God dang. Well, oh, where's that other? Let's see what it is. Here's the one that shows outside. Look at this. Now, according to this one, it's only 96 in here, and it's 108 outside. So it's about 12 degrees cooler in here than it is outdoors. Boy, you'd never know it, though. It is hot in here. Thank goodness a viewer sent me 2 of these tower fans. They're really coming in super handy. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for sending that. That was amazing. Only thing keeping me cool while I was cleaning this bathroom. Anyway, about that drink. Hits the spot. Oh. Good morning. It's day 3 here at the compound. Things went a little kooky last night. That's right. It's an Arkansas Razorback cup. That's because the guy who sold us this house is from Arkansas originally, and he left us these cups in amongst all the rest of the ungodly mess he left behind. Anyway, after we had that drink last night, we had a bite to eat. We were both wiped out, and I would have been happy to just pass right out in that nice cold back bedroom with the window AC unit, because the rest of the house never did cool down yesterday. The AC experiment was a fail, and I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, we couldn't go to bed because we happened to have some friends in town. Believe it or not. Yes, there's a town here, a very small town, and it's really good dark skies out here because we're so far from any major metropolitan area that my friends wanted to come watch the Perseid meteor shower. So there's a little resort just down the road that they were staying at that has a really nice swimming pool. So they invited us over, like, come watch the meteor shower, and they wanted to come see our place, but it was too dark and too late by the time we got over there. Well, long story short, it was like 2 o'clock by the time I went to bed. Woo, that's late for me. But it was fun. It was nice to relax, go in the pool, see some friends. Oh, AC just shut off. That's because we're doing an experiment, okay? Because the power bill was so expensive. Even though we were only here for 4 days and it was $170 and sounds like it's going to be like $400 or $500, we did decide to turn the swamper back on. So we had the window AC unit running overnight. During the day while we're not in there, we decided to turn it down and turn it on eco mode, whereby it just turns off on its own, I guess, every now and then when the room's cool enough. We just left that back room closed. It's cool in there. We have an escape hatch if we need it. But the rest of the house, well, we decided to try that dang old swamper again, even though you can see it's still a lot of clouds. It's too humid, really, to be effective. Matter of fact, we were talking to the postmistress yesterday when we went to check our mail. And she's the one who gave us advice on how to use the swamp cooler properly the first time, right? Because she's born and raised in the desert and knows all about swampers. So yesterday I asked her, like, oops, sorry, it's dark in here. We have all the windows blacked out with that foil, you know, to try to keep it cool. Anyway, we asked her, you know, how do you work your swamper when it's this humid? And she said, I don't. And we're like, you don't? Well, how hot is it in your house? She said it was 108 degrees inside her house one time because it was too humid for the swamper. And she didn't look overly happy about it, I'll be honest. Anyway, let's see what it says today. Oh, 88. What up? Now it's on. What do we have it on? High. Oh, okay. Well, it's working for now, but it did blow out a whole bunch of dust on the floor that my sister just cleaned yesterday. And speaking of cleaning, there's plenty more to be done today. But today's job is much easier than the bathroom. I got the bedroom. Oh, wow, that was a long friggin' day of cleaning again. And to reward ourselves, it's cocktail time, and we're going to take a walk through this beautiful desert just to remind ourselves of why we moved here in the first place. The only downside is it's already getting kind of dark. We do have this super bright security light on the compound, which is what you're seeing there, but, well, look. Hear that? That's the coyotes, man. There's a whole friggin' gang of coyotes. Pack, I guess. That, well, there's kind of like an abandoned, well, I guess it's not officially abandoned, but a derelict resort up that way. And they all hang out there. The abandoned coyote resort. How cool is that? Okay, well, unfortunately, it's getting too dark. Left the house too late. Cleaned too long. Won't be able to shoot any footage of this walk. So you're just going to take my word for it that it's really nice. And I'll try to show you some beautiful footage in the morning. My sister's doing some laundry. Got everything packed up and it's time to leave the compound for now. I got one last expedition to go on for the summer before I come back and start moving in here permanently, for real. So this is just adios and not goodbye. Shouldn't be too hot when I get back from this expedition. I'm planning to start moving in September, and, well, believe it or not, the blazing desert summer has already sort of passed its peak, I think. It's only supposed to be 100 degrees on Thursday. So with any luck, I should have a little bit less intense weather to move in. Stay tuned to find out how it goes.